we gotta get art done, oh yeah. Grab up a stick and put some paint on the end. Write your name in the sand. Art, 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 art is fun for everyone, for you and for me. All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I'm just your local neighborhood friendly, creative, artist type person. I hope the world is treating you good today. And if not, I want to know. Right, Rhonda, my secretary, let me know. We'll get to the bottom of this. There we go. Here we go.
Well, I'm getting rid of some.
Hi. Happy Wednesday to you and to everyone. How's that for some positive vibes? I appreciate that. Making sure we're good. Okay. Slowly going through and perfecting all these little things. Trying to make all the lines look good for you. For all of you. This pen too is running out of ink and it's really making me mad. Because it was working fine a second ago. And now it's just being a little brat. Garbage. That's better. At least this one leaves a mark. Thanks, Lil T. I appreciate that, homie. I just listen. I listen to the ink. I'd like to think that I listen. I'd like to think that I listen to the ink. It makes me happy to wonder what the ink wants, where it wants to go, how it wants to be put on the piece of paper, and everything that comes with it, baby. That's right. It's pretty darn cool. Speaking of cool, there we go. I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Can you buy a pen? You can buy these at anywhere, really. Sharpies. They're very common. I steal mine from bus drivers when they fall asleep at the wheel. That's how I get them for so cheap. Of course, now that there's cameras, you have to wear disguises, and they call me the Sharpie King, up in the Pacific Northwest, and that's why I live down in California. Because I don't want to go to prison for the rest of my life for stealing Sharpies. Yeah. Or I have some if you want one. Are you talking about Sharpies? Or cigarettes? Are you talking about cigarettes? Because I roll my own cigarettes and I sell them on eBay. I'll send you I'll send you a greeting card, which doubles as my business card. You're gonna love it. And it comes with some old school family recipes from the homeland. Well, I can draw you a hand-rolled cigarette. And then you're gonna have to, I'll send you the ingredients and everything, but you're gonna have to, I'll draw out the process. How are you, Brandon? How the heck are you? How old do you think I am, Lil T? I'm just gonna call you Lit. What's up, Lit? Nothing. I'm just lit. I know, I could tell. It's also a play on words. It's like, yeah, dog, I'm lit. Or it's, have you studied much? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm lit. You know, like your literature. It's just all there. And then backwards, it's till, like until the sun comes up. Put the till in the bag before I cap your ass, kind of shit. You know what I mean. Just regular hood stuff. Just common sense, street world stuff, you know. The kind of stuff if you went to Mars and you did that to somebody, they might think that they might look at you up and down like sideways or something, thinking that you're trying to drive them out of business when all you're trying to do is compliment them. In the long run, isn't that what I want them to do? I think so. I want to. I want to think again. I want to think for myself. Unfortunately, I do it way too often. Oh, hi Haley. I am 19. Okay. King Von. Holy moly. Is he my king as well, then? Wait, what's he the king of? How much for this drawing? It's gonna be a left pinky. I need one. This one's gonna be going, it's gonna be falling off soon. You got it, focuses right in on it. Looks like an elephant's penis right there. Lo siento, friends. It's not what I was going for. I've not even ever known what an elephant's jibble jackal even looks like, so I won't even think I'll tackle about it as much as I can help it, now that I've actually created that visual in my brain. Not my problem. Not my fault. Am I my brain keeper's keep? Wait, what? Am I my trapper keeper's? Am I my brother's keep? No, wait. Yeah, that was it. But am I my brain's keeper? Answer me that one. Riddle me that one. I think the answer is yes, and it just terrifies me. It terrifies me. But you know, it terrifies me more. Lit. You know what terrifies me more? Is the chance of never doing anything with it. You know? Having a chance, having a shot, never taking it. You're gonna be able to look back on your deathbed 40, 50 years from now. And you're gonna be able to say, God damn it, I tried. I looked the devil in the eye and I stared straight into the abyss. And you know what? So what? The abyss stared back, right? But I stared right back at that bugger. And I gave it a what for. And that's gonna make me stronger in the next life. And that energy is gonna wait for you. And it's gonna pick up right where you left off, Lil. I'm telling you that. And it will follow you to the end, and as will I. For courage is contagious. And people look for it. They seek it. They can smell it. That's true. Well, I don't know why you're laughing. Cause what are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Oh, I'm just jabbing. I know, you're just jabby flabbing or whatever the hell you said, but can you make a point? You sound like a extended version of a fortune cookie or something. Well, I'm just trying my best. I mean, this is me time, not yours. Your time. Yeah, me time. It's not like we're live or anything. Wait. Yeah, no, you've been live for like 11 minutes, dude. Oh. Have I? Oh, Jabberwinkle. Okay, well. At least we're all here together. Some of these carpets, don't even know if there are some that can still run good. Haley, that's why you have to learn how to go in a mechanic school. You become a mechanic. Some kind of like even a subway mechanic, right? A subway mechanic, they can fix anything. 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 And then it just becomes a matter of how much gas you want to put into it. Because anything from the 70s is going to take about $1,000 to fill up. And I do apologize for that in advance. But the oil is mine, and I'm going to price it however I want. Unless I'm not driving the car, which I probably don't have a say. Don't know why I got so cocky with that. Don't know what I was thinking. It must have been all that talk about kings earlier. I thought I was some kind of priest. Some kind of prince or something. I don't know. Prince Charming. Just sitting on a mountain of golden toilet paper. Oh, the soft kind. I've got a shaman butt. That's for darn sure. Charmin, Charmin on my buttocks. Oh, my buttocks. Charmin, McCharmin. Sorry, folks, I've got to feed my crow. I actually had to just pick up my guitar and put down my beans. Too many beans. Am I right, set? I mean, too many beans. All of my instruments are out of tune. Up here on the moon, everything's a bit out of tune. There, that's been driving me crazy all day. and I get made in... There you go. There you go, right there. Now you're thinking outside the box. Now we're talking. Now we can talk. Now we can talk. Talk. Hold on. Lo siento, friends. Pass the bill to your friend on the left. That's quite awful for the person on the left, I suppose. Especially if it was me back in the day, I'd be like, guys, I'm sorry, I have $4. Oh, is this pen dead? Pen is dead. Pen, you're dead to me. You're freaking dead to me. I think all these pens are dead. Look at this. That's ridiculous. Here I am trying to impress you guys and well, can't get the ink out. I swear this never happens. Do you see where I'm going with it, though? Well, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to either make you look crazy, feel crazy, or admit that sometimes I make you crazy. Believe me, it works both ways. That little butterfly effect thing is actually real. When all you people out there batting your wings, I can feel it. I can taste it, I can shape it, I can mold it. I can hold it. What song is that? Is that a Nirvana song? You know, I haven't listened to Incesticide in years. That's a Nirvana album. Or compilation. Or whatever. Do you guys like Nirvana? I was in a band in Idaho, and I got to open up for the bassist, Chris. His band, Giants in the Trees. If you just Google, like, Giants in the Trees, what year was that? I think it was 2019. It was August of 2019. And he doesn't even drive with the band. They're kind of like this weird folk punk outfit. And where they were, I don't know if they're still playing. But I hung out with the drummer and like the bassist or something like that and the sound dude. We had coffee earlier that day because I was all excited to meet them. And but then Chris, I thought Chris might be there, but then I found out because he's a pilot. So Chris just flies to all of his shows or wherever he wants to go. He just flies. He has a little plane and everything. I just think that's cool as hell. When I heard that, I was just like, oh, good for him. But then I got to meet him the night of the show, and before we played, I think it was around sound check. And I got to tell him that if it wasn't for him and Kurt, I wouldn't have started playing guitar. And he's like, are you the nice person that was saying all the... Wait. He's like, are you the person that's saying all the nice things about us on Twitter? And I'm like, yeah, that was me. That was back when I was like super political too. And I was like very loud and vocal about stuff. Injustices. And people would I just figured out that what I was doing didn't change anybody's minds. They would just put me on mute, you know? But Chris was really nice, and the rest of the band was really nice, and I got to open up for the dude who grew up with Kurt Cobain. Good old Chris. Anyways, my claim to fame. Like a fire is... And we opened up for the Meat Puppets too. Because Boise is kind of a small town, so if you're kind of... My band was kind of probably the closest thing to Nirvana there was, or that kind of sound anyways, you know? Like the Melvins, and... There's a few bands over there similar, but we were very in that pocket. And bands would always come through town and tell us that we should moved to the coast or something. This is like fucking 10 years ago. They're like, the grunge sound is back in. Everybody's playing the grunge again. And we're like, this is just the music I've always been playing. What's grunge? Like, what? I mean, come on. Words are just words. Where are these places that we should move to? Please tell us. That was when I really desperately wanted to get back to the coast, but everything was so expensive. I just wanted to at least live in Portland again. This is probably like 2015, I guess, yeah. But then I was looking at prices. Boise still hadn't gotten that expensive to live in yet. And by the time I left in 2020, I couldn't even afford a studio apartment in Boise, Idaho. It was the same price as Portland in Boise. After all my friends had been, a lot of my friends, anyways, I shouldn't say all of them, but entire swaths of like these areas in Boise were just like gentrified, and all my musician friends that lived in these houses for years got kicked out, and they all had to move like 10 miles outside of town to these other little towns in Idaho. But then even those places are getting super expensive. Then you still have to commute to Boise. It's just ridiculous. And then they wonder why people are just like pissed off about everything, and feel like, what the hell, man? Like back in the 80s, they always you always talk about this, you always hear about it, and everybody remembers it. It's like rent was like $400 a month, and it was for like a 3 bedroom house, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom house in a cool ass neighborhood. And now, I mean, it's just disgusting. It's another one of those strings that I keep not wanting to pull because it's a rabbit hole. It's the kind of thing that just ignites my mind. I just want to like scream because it's just so stupid. The first studio apartment I lived in, I was 18. It was 1998. It was in Grants Pass, Oregon, and this little studio apartment was $285 a month, and it was awesome. And that felt fair back then, even for what I was working at a veterinary clinic full time. So I was getting a pretty good paycheck, and I could definitely afford the rent. And I was stable, It was like it was like I was very stable. And that was one of the only times in my life up until years later that I was stable. Um, and and then things just started going haywire. And it does feel sometimes like we all slipped into a different dimension. This is just like a cockeyed version of the real reality we were supposed to be led into or going into, or something like some great shift. Maybe like Y2K was that, and we didn't even notice. It wasn't like a end of the world type scenario. It was just a jolt into a different dimension, or a different version of a fork in the road, and we just went the wrong way. Because no matter what you think about your politics and all that kind of stuff, you have to understand or feel that there's something deeply, deeply wrong with our world right now. Yeah, on so many levels, so many levels, and everybody screams about it at the top of their lungs. But if you act online and stuff like that, but if you actually bring it up in public, people treat you like you're crazy, even though everybody agrees. But in public or in person, people, unless you're like debating somebody at like an event or something like that, or whatever it is about it, you know what I mean. It's just, it's an interesting time to be alive, and it does seem like we were sucked into a different dimension. I don't know. That's all I gotta say about that. Otherwise, hope everybody's having a good night. Thanks for the warm wishes. And does anybody want some tea? I got plenty for everybody. It's tea time, baby. It is tea time. Pull up a carpet and we're gonna go for a ride, baby. We're gonna go for a magic carpet ride, baby, in the sky. All right. You're listening to 101 FM. Story Grub draws to a close. To a means, to an end. What is this world coming to? I just want wings. I just want to fly. Oh, my neighbors can hear every word we're saying. Please don't tell them about me. Please don't tell them I'm out here. There we go. What do you think, everybody? Doesn't it look like some kind of face right here? Some kind of alien head. There's like the little chin, the nose, the two eyes, the forehead, the ear, the brains. It's all about... Hey, thanks for all the likes, everybody. Jeez. You're spoiling me over here. We can spoil each other. Spoil. That's just another way of me saying that I love you is all. It's best to leave it open. And just add little things along the way, if you can. Chip away at it. Turn it upside down. Put it in the mirror. Cock your eyes. I draw like this a lot, actually. Oh, I do this. When I look at the paper, look at my nose, it looks huge in this camera. This lens is like a fisheye lens. My face really isn't Caucasian, it's I don't know, like green? I don't know, whatever. You get it. And then I'll just draw this stupid thing right here, because I'm still squinting. I can't see anything. Oh, there we go. I just opened my eyes. Oh, that's much better. And do you guys want to see a magic trick? Yeah, if you Google David Blaine, yeah, you can watch a bunch of his magic tricks online. It's pretty cool. There we go. Somebody's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. David Blaine would be much more interesting than this. To which I would have to agree, absolutely. 1000.2%. Dig your style, but I'm not going to cramp it. Okay? How's everybody else feeling? We didn't... I can technically say we did open for the Meat Puppets, but it wasn't like it was us, another band, and then the Meat Puppets. It was us, and then 15 bands, and then the Meat Puppets, because it was a festival. But it was a festival in Boise, and it took place at the Neurolux in Boise. So it was basically just at a bar, but the festival was all over town at different venues. But our show with the Meat Puppets was just at this place called the Neurolux in Boise. And I think we opened the show. And that was the year that we made like a 45-minute movie with all of us in the band. We filmed it all over Idaho and stuff. And I put it online, actually. But yeah, we made this little movie. And then it wasn't even able to be seen as we were playing because some banner was covering it up or something like that. That was a fun show, though. I think it's coming through. Hello, Earthly. Sorry, I'm missing a bunch of your guys' comments. Yeah, well, we didn't play with them, but I've shared in Idaho. I played in a band for like 10 years, and it was Story Grub and the Holy Wars, and there was different incarnations of it, but we would be asked to play for people a lot. And like one of the coolest things was that there's a band called Elf Power from Athens, and they're a part of a collective called the Elephant Six Collective, which is like Olivia, Tremor Control, Apples in Stereo, Neutral Milk Hotel, all these cats. There's a bunch of they have a label called Orange Twin, and I've been sending the lead singer to Elf Power my music, and Laura Carter, who played in Neutral Milk Hotel as well a long time ago, but she used to play in Elf Power a lot as well too. But I used to send them my music when I was like 25, and so like 20 years ago or something like that, I guess. And I don't know, me and Andrew, the lead singer, we developed just like a friendly, relationship through email. And my first show in Boise was getting them a gig there on their way to from like Colorado to Portland. So we were talking to each other because he had just put out an album with Elf Power, and this is back in 2010. Yeah, right when I moved to Boise, and I didn't even have a band. And I said, "Would it be okay if I opened for you guys when you came through town? If I can find you a gig?" And he was like, "Hell yeah!" So I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta find a band." So me and my friend Luna just ended up put on this weird little folk set that night. But I got to meet all them, and then in 2019, I think, or 2018, Elf Power came, and then by then I had a place, like a house and everything, and they stayed in my basement where there was like another bathroom and a extra 2 bedrooms and stuff. And so like the whole band stayed at my house, and it was awesome because they're like one of my favorite bands. And Andrew I got to hang out with Andrew like a lot, and got to open up for him the night before and stuff. There's an album by Elf Power you should listen to. The name is funny, but don't let it fool you. They have some great albums, and there's what is it called? Back to the Web is one of the greatest albums I think I've ever heard. They have some greats though, and they're just cool. They're like buddies with like REM and all those cats, you know. They've been around since the late 90s or mid 90s. But Andrew is sort of like me, where he started, it's sort of like always just been him, and the band made sort of change over time. So like, I was in a band called Story Grub and the Holy Wars, and the Holy Wars was more like a punk rock version of my songs. But then I think there was a few other incarnations, or I just started calling it Story Grub and introducing all of us as Story Grub and stuff, just trying to confuse people all the time. And then we just play these weird tripped out shows and disappear. Mostly just because I couldn't, being in a band is, it's difficult sometimes. I move at such a fast pace, and I want to play so many songs, and I get so bored playing the same songs over and over and over and over, because the other guys can't learn new stuff fast enough, and it would drive me crazy. But because I have a lot of songs to draw from, and we only were doing like 12 of them, and like adding one every few months or something, it was driving me nuts. Because a lot of my craft is, it's, I don't know, spontaneous and spur of the moment. And even if I do the same song 20 times, it's gonna sort of sound different each time too. I'm not like a radio where my songs are just like, where I do all the same inflections and all the same, everything. I always like it to just be a little bit different than it was before. And that's how songs and music can evolve too. Or at least, during rehearsal, that's how a song finds itself, through that process. But it's fun to kind of find that on stage too, or just never settle on like one kind of version for that, or change it for the audience, Each audience gets a different version or something, They used to get that whether they liked it or not back when I drank. I was a wild one on stage. It was hella fun just to get wasted and just scream at people. Because there were people that were just like, because sometimes, you practice for 2 months to play a show, and then everybody has their back to you and they're all at the bar or something like that. So I would just be like screaming at people. But most of the time, people were actually very curious about us because we were a little bit different than the other bands. We were different. We wore costumes. My friend Luna wore angel wings. We would hang by hooks on stage as we played. Blood would be getting all over the audience. People were puking in the corner. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I'm joking, of course. A real sassafras. Passer. Oh, thanks, Passer. That's nice of you. Buckethead, I met Meat Puppets covers. Yeah. Wait, I missed a bunch of comments. I'm sorry, guys. Today is part of the reason these shifts about my external worldview outside the Bible have multiplied since then, along with the theory of origin. Meat puppets. Man, there's a band. There's a lot of bands. Just there's so many. There's so much great music. It's because then it's like there's sometimes you just like even learn about a guitarist in a famous band or something that sort of just keeps to himself in a band that you just have heard a million times, but you read about this or you hear about this a guitarist in some random band and what they're doing on the side, or you hear what they're doing on the side, and it's just the most amazing shit you could ever imagine. And you're just like, God dang, that's just one dude in the band that's just recording in his basement kind of thing, you know? And these are his demos, and they sound more beautiful than any of this like overproduced crap you hear tonight, you know? Because there's so many people out there that are don't get their shot. Don't We don't get to hear that much of because simply their album didn't skyrocket or it just didn't go anywhere, or it's just they only made 100 copies or whatever it is. But then you hear a song that you've never heard before from like the 60s, and it shakes you in a way that like it was written for you today, kind of. And that's the power of music too. But a testament to how time is an illusion, and how everything just goes around and comes around and goes around and comes around. And how important it is to dance with it, to dance with the chaos. I'm trying to learn how to dance. It's scary because I'm so damn good at it. I don't want to intimidate people. I'm not here to intimidate. I just want to dance. I just want to dance like a badass. Oh God, yes. Let's just draw for now, okay? First things first. Oh gosh. Where are your dancing shoes? Oh, they're out back. I'll get them. I can't believe you remember the dancing shoes. Oh, I remember the dancing shoes, God damn it. They're more like dancing boots. Yeah, no, dancing boots. Yep, I know. Crowbar. I got so many requests for people. Yeah, I used to be pretty obnoxious when I drank, and I think I just told this story on here recently, but back in Portland, I would play every so often, every few months at this little cafe downtown called the Camellia Lounge. It was like a tea lounge or something like that, right? Or there was a tea shop or a tea lounge, and then behind it was the Camellia Lounge. And I used to be able to go in there and play like 2.5 hours. Uh, Gosh, those were the days. But I would go in there and play like 30 of my songs and like have them all like written out in these ways that were they connected, and a few earthquake. A few of my friends would help me and jam with me and stuff. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say about the Camellia Lounge, or playing it in Portland. Oh yeah. And I was practicing for like a month, for this show, for this little gig, and I finally get in there, and I'm, because I was super shy about playing in front of people, very, very self-conscious, and couldn't remember lyrics. So I had like cheat sheets everywhere and like these little, set lists with chords and stuff. And I started playing my set, and it's kind of a small place. It's not like a huge place by any means. Um, and these people come in, and they sit literally at the table, like right in front of me. And a lot of my friends were there, and they were but they were in the back, so I could so I could have the front to kind of belt my stuff out. But these people just came in and sat right in front of me, like 2 feet away from me, and they were just talking, like, and I'm playing my acoustic and all these like really quiet, heartfelt songs and stuff, and but they're just sitting there freaking just talking this. And as when I would get loud to like sing my songs, they would get loud and talk over me, getting, and I'm just like, oh my god, no. And so finally I just started like, screaming my stuff and like getting all angry and whatnot. But then the next time I went in, it was a few months later, I had started drawing my comic book, and what I was doing was illustrating my lyrics into comic strips, so I started these comic books to where, like, when before people even sat down, I put a comic book on each table. So when people would come in and sit, there would be like a little book there, and it was all about the show that night. But then it was like my comic strips in there, like illustrating the songs I was about to sing, and it kind of worked like a charm. Because people come in and they don't talk; they were just like reading that thing, and then they're like, "Oh wait, this is like the song he's singing right now," and it got their attention. And the rest is history. I mean, that was 2009. I mean, look at me now. No, it was just a really interesting. I wish I could have. I still can, but and I still do make comic books every so often. But they're great. They're great ways just to get your art into people's hands, like because they were more like zines, like little comic book versions of Story Grub, thoughts and slots and brats and rots and stuff. All that stuff. Whatever. It's all good. Oh, jeez. And that's how my hamster died. Oh! The hamster comes back from the dead, and I don't want to talk about it. But anyways, yeah. There we go. Are you serious? I was just kidding about the hamster. I just had a feeling it was, and then I still went there because I was like, "There's no way it's about like a small animal like that." And then you're like, "Nope, it was." I'm like, "Oh, gosh darn it." Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. I like going through every so often and just going through with a fine tooth comb and just fixing all these little teeny mistakes I've made, or little things I meant to come back to and touch up. Sometimes I just go fast and I just do the lines like that, because I can always come back, and I will come back to add the shadow, to start shaping it, rounding things off, sharpening the edges. Dang you, Samwise Gamgee. Just pruning the hedges. Oh, I never heard anything, sir, honestly. Man, now I want to watch that. Now I want to watch Fellowship. No, I've thought of a better use for you. reaction to sad stuff is always laughing sometimes. Maybe, exactly right. Darling, get your thumb out of my. Take me down home to eat some pretzels with Grandma and Grandpa in the heaven in the country. Well, heaven and American. That just reminded me of that song, I'm sorry. Everybody knows it's gonna song. I'm always laughing sometimes at the sad stuff in my mind. Not at the sadness, but the ability to tell a story. All that brings me such joy. Lo siento, friends. It's better than soar with the eagles than hell than to fly with the pigeons and what the hell am I reading? I think there's a typo in those cure cards over there. Sorry? Yeah, Terry. Talk to me, man. The cue cards. Either he's not holding them upright, I'm going blind, or there's a typo in there somewhere. Yeah, well, those are from last year. We have to recycle because you're you're going backwards, 3 steps forwards and 5 steps back. What is that good or? No, that's bad. That's bad, story. We need to boost ratings. We need people to get here. We need more money. Okay, you need to do something spectacular, which means maybe on a channel that's called Story Grub Draws. Yeah, maybe you should draw. Oh shit! Right, Terry. Golly gosh darn dang. You always know how to hit it right in the nipples over here. I appreciate that, you know, little dirty mongrel. What's that? Oh, nothing. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. It's all good. Maybe if you could afford better pens. Huh? No, nothing, Terry. Nothing. I can't believe you heard that. Thought I was mumbling that. Please don't tell him. Please don't rat me out, anybody. I know we've been talking about rats a lot, but come on now. Come on now. Drink water if you got it. I just drank 12 fluid ounces of water. Oh, God, that's good stuff. The hurt and being. Oh, there we go. I got extremely talented guitarist. Probably. There you go. It's not the moon. It's the reaction to the moon that sends us through the roof. Everybody knows that. People just act like they don't for a change. And golly gosh darn dang, I'm here to tell you, I don't give a damn, frankly. I just don't. Definitely a crap song. A crapshoot. You know why they call it a crapshoot, don't you? Because I don't. If somebody wants to Google that, I wouldn't mind knowing. You know, there's an expression: "Know thyself and know thy enemy." I know the difference between the two. All I know is that I don't know nothing. Well, that sums up my life. That sums up my existence pretty darn well. I mean, you're all bearing witness to that. Come on now. That gives me a lot of leeway, though. Now I feel better about myself and my circumstances. Thank you, Sed Man. Really do appreciate that. Got some kind of goiter there, huh? Some kind of goiter. Yeah, 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 yeah. Some kind of goiterful. Yeah. It's all bleeding into the next thing. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. Hubba. The sad thing is, this is me barely even trying. I really want to get to a point where I'm at my maximum potentials, my potentials. Because I feel if I can give it to my potentials, then I might be able to afford better shoes. Don't get me wrong, the ones I have now are very comfortable, but I have a blister on my big toe, and yeah, sure, it's going away, but golly gosh darn dang, I don't like shoes that bite my toes like that. Even if it's just once, I won't be able to forget it. I'm just going to end up hating the shoes, and I'm going to get them all dirty. I don't want to talk about it. Unless you guys do, because I do. I still do. Please, can we talk about this? Please. I don't know how or what the hell I'm saying. It doesn't matter. I just want to go to sleep. I'm so tired. Sometimes I don't even use my index finger. Sometimes I'm looking down and I realize that's what I'm doing. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? How? What? It's like my hands have a mind of their own. Plus, in a while, we're only gonna have 4 fingers anyways. My pinky has fallen off 17 times already this year. And the year is young, friends. I don't care what they say. There are 13, almost 14 months now in a year. But they don't want to tell you that either. And nobody wants to go outside and look at the sun anymore to find out. Yeah, from fear of being blinded? Sure, whatever. You're not going to know the truth until you do. The sun isn't what you think it is. Do not do that. Don't look at the sun. It'll hurt. Just a disclaimer. But there's what is that creepypasta where it's like the moon isn't what you think it is? It's really creepy. It's cool. Like the moon is like a living organism or something. Weezer, Pinkerton. Great album. Like, really fucking good album. Scotcho. God damn you. Yeah, I actually agree with you about the somber music too. That's how I got into a lot of bands that are otherwise not somber at all. Like the Pixies, for example. They have some somber songs, right? But I heard the UK surf version of Wave of Mutilation back when I was like a kid because it was in a movie, Pump Up the Volume. And I didn't know what the Pixies sounded like other than this like slowed down version of Wave of Mutilation. I don't know if I said UK surf, but it's like the slow version of Wave of Mutilation. And I freaking love that freaking song because it was like sad. The movie that it was in a sad part of the movie or like a poignant part of the movie or whatever. And then there was also a Cure song we were listening. I wasn't even really that into the Cure. A buddy of mine put on Wild Mood Swings, and then Jupiter Crash came on. And if you haven't heard Jupiter Crash by The Cure, and if you like summer music, check that shit out right now. Like, leave my stream and go. Don't wait. Just wait until I'm done. I'm almost done. I'm just kidding. But it's a great song, Jupiter Crash. Um, man. And that got me into The Cure. And then, actually, there's quite a few, but Pink Floyd. I really like Pink Floyd because I was a very sad kid, and not even sad, just like as much as I was just connected to something else that other people weren't, and it was sort of almost like a feeling of just being lonely, being sad for other people because, or other swaths of people, or like war, all sorts of horrible shit that happens, being sad about it because it doesn't seem like other people are, and certainly didn't feel like they were sad about it around me growing up. It didn't seem like anybody wanted to like help other people, even in my family and stuff. Whereas that's all I wanted to do, and yeah, I guess I still do. I just don't know how, and that's what makes you sad, I guess. But I listen to sad music because I like. There's also a song or a song that Kurt wrote, or it's a Nirvana song. Uh, it's on In Utero, but it's I miss the comfort in being sad because there is a certain comfort in it where you don't. I don't know how to explain it, or you don't feel like you're alone because other people feel like that, but it's still such a personal journey. And obviously, it depends on what you're sad about. It's not like everybody's sad about the same stuff, but everybody handles it differently. I miss the comfort in being sad. I miss the comfort in being sad. Oh yeah, it was Frances Farmer Has Her Revenge. Penny Royalty. Penny Royalty is a good song. If there was a song that like summed up Nirvana or like them in a perfect little song. They have a few songs like that. Like About a Sun is the perfect Nirvana song. I Hate Myself and I Want to Die is a great song. I think it was in Beavis and Butthead. Oh man, and Beethoven, amazing. I need to listen to more Beethoven. I used to listen to a lot of classical music and stuff, and also soundtracks. There's a soundtrack that I highly recommend. Peter Gabriel has done a few really great soundtracks, and they're all instrumental, very worldly. He did one for Passion of the Christ, with from like 1979 or whatever, and then he did one in the 80s called Birdie. He did a soundtrack for a movie called Birdie with Matthew Modine. He was in like an insane asylum or something, and but the soundtrack for that is freaking amazing, and it's all instrumental, just like weird ass, cool music. I love instrumental stuff. Like the Chieftains, I love the Chieftains. I love Peruvian music. Peruvian music, I was telling my mom, it's just like the happiest music. It just makes you want to go out and just sing to the stars. Just sing to the universe. It's just so wonderful. And it's fascinating listening to music from around the world, from different places, because some of it's just ancient, ancient. And it's still played the same way it was back then, like in ancient times. And how important music is and was to us and our progress as a species. It's a way of communicating over great distances. It's a way of recording stuff, but it's also a way of communicating with the gods. It is what it is. It's transcendental. Oh my God, Therma. Sorry about the earthquakes, everybody. We just had an earthquake like 2 days ago here. I've been making all these jokes about earthquakes for the past few weeks, and then we had an earthquake. It's crazy. It was a little one, but still. Alright, folks. It's been an hour. I'm gonna go relax for a minute. I'll probably be back later during earthquakes. Man, it is so cool that the camera is focusing on it finally, because it looks great. Usually it's all blurry and stuff. Hey, you're a legend too, dude. I really appreciate the love and the, just the attention to detail. And it makes me happy that you're out there. You got my back, Pastor. I appreciate that. Sedamine, you rock. I appreciate your commentary a lot. And anybody else that's listening too, just know this is a place where we can all come and just bullshit and just be ourselves. I'll be myself. I'll allow you to be yourself. But if you don't accept the tea after the third offer, then at least accept my apology, because my bad jokes and that kind of stuff. So I'm telling you, the tea is good, but by the time it gets to you, it might be kind of cold. Dare I say rotten. So, depending on where you are, I'm in Antarctica, by way of the moon. So, I don't know if anybody knows this, but the thing you see in the sky, that's not the moon. Okay? The moon is actually crash landed in Antarctica, but they just want you to think the moon is still out there. Can't say any more other than that it's a hologram. It's a flat moon, hollow moon hologram. I can't say any more other than that it's fake and it's not there. I can't say any more. I won't say any more other than that I love you. And I wish you the best. And that the moon, I'm looking at it from my bedroom window right now. Antarctica is it's beautifully sunny and green and lush down here. Y'all should come down. I mean, I said I have tea for everybody. I meant it. But seriously, you take care. Daniel, I hope everybody in Germany is having a good day too. Go make sure for me, okay? How do you say it down there? Is it Guten Tag? Guten Tag? How do you say bye? I need to look it up. I'll try to look it up. I don't know if there's any way of finding out how to say goodbye in German, but I'll make something up. How about this? Griko. Griko. Okay? Griko. Okay? See you. That's goodbye in German. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it is. Thanks again, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh, it is. What's hello then? Yeah, that's right. Guten Tag is goodbye. Man, I wish I knew. My mom and I were just talking about, and I got quizzed last night by somebody on here, or was that this morning? Um, asking me if I knew all these languages, and I wish I knew Spanish. I love Spanish. I love Mexican music, and there's so many songs I hear that I wish I knew. I could understand what they're saying. Uh, and and also, yeah, French and German, all those. Just those are a few things that I just kind of wish I would have paid attention to in school, or because I love Spanish. I did pretty well in Spanish, but I just didn't take it. I took nothing seriously in high school. I hated high school, so. But now I'm looking back and I'm like, oh, damn, dude. God damn. You had a teacher and everything. It was free and everything. But yeah. Anyway, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But yeah, I appreciate the company, everybody. Thank you. Vestida de color de rosa. See, I can pronounce it pretty well. So, anyways, y'all take care of yourselves. Be good. Thank you for the likes, the last minute likes. I really, really appreciate that. You take care now. Bye-bye. Bye.